then after we finished teaching that last day, so then on Thursday, we just had language. I was able to help Cheryl plan some stuff for the TCT retreat. So, what we're going to do is any of the ladies that work here at Thai Country Trim they have the opportunity to go to Bangkok and have a little retreat just to be rewarded for their hard work. They work hard. They have to send out a ton of ornaments, and they are all handmade. Maybe one day I'll get one and I can show them in my video. But they're absolutely beautiful work, and they do a wonderful job. So they work hard all day, every day, except for the weekends. So she wants to just kind of reward them, and they do this every year. And so whoever wants to go can go. And we're gonna get a hotel in Bangkok, and we're gonna have a worship session, and then a session where Doug is gonna preach, and then we'll have like 3 sessions a day, I think, and it's only a 2 day trip. And then we're gonna be able to kind of explore and go eat out in Bangkok, and then come back for more session. And it's just gonna be a really, really moving time, a really restful time. And a lot of these women don't get to, go to Bangkok to get a hotel. It's too expensive, and so this is such a treat for them. So be praying for that as well, that it would just be a restful time for these ladies, and just for us to acknowledge their hard work, and for them to grow closer to Christ, because that's what we're doing sessions for, is just to dwell in the presence of the Lord, and to just give Him honor and to grow. So that is what I helped her do on Thursday. I helped her plan some of that. And then on Friday, we went shopping with Angela, our mentor. So we live in a section of her house, and she needed our help to buy some stuff for the retreat, so for different games and prizes, and then also for summer camp. So what they do here is they hold a summer camp for, I believe, it's from Friday to Sunday, and we're going to be doing that in April. And we have 90 kids coming right now, which is insane. Like, they've never had that many, and Doug wanted 40 at the most, but he would accept around 60 if he had to. So we are at 90 kids, which, praise God. Praise God. And I hope that we find a way to minister to every single one of them, and to fund all of the things that we need to fund, and to find a place for them to sleep, all of that, because we've kind of ran out of room for all of them. But I mean, it's such a blessing to have this many kids want to come and be amongst Christians and just have a good time. And they're going to play games. Me and Natalie, we actually made a video for camp, just like they do in America, like, summer camp video, and we made it, and it's about the rules, so what not to do, and I might upload that to my YouTube page. It's pretty funny. We were able to work through that, and it was a lot of fun. And so they'll play that at the camp, and there's a theme song. It's fearless, and so that's kind of the whole theme around camp, is being fearless, and how God will strengthen you, and all of those great things. So I'll upload that video, but that is what we shopped for, is stuff for camp and the retreat, and that was all day ordeal. It was a long day, but it was really fun. We were able to get Starbucks. That was great. I haven't had Starbucks since I've left home, so it was really nice. And I also went to a Japanese restaurant with Angela and Natalie, and I learned how to use chopsticks. I've always tried just like a little bit, but I've never been able to get it, and I finally got it, and I was able to eat my sushi with the chopsticks. So I felt accomplished. It was great. It was a good time. So that was kind of the sum up of the past 2 weeks, and I just kind of want to thank y'all for watching my videos, for encouraging me these past 3 weeks, and I have a few prayer requests that I ask y'all to just be praying for whenever you think about it, be praying for every day. So there was this man that Doug met in the clinic, He came to the clinic and he had a lump somewhere in his chest or his stomach or something. And Doug was like, "Man, you need to go to the hospital. Like, I think this could be cancer." Um, and so they also share the gospel in the clinic with just about every patient. And so I think he might have shared the gospel, and he said, "Well, if this lump goes away, I'll believe in God." And Doug was like, "Well, that's bold. All right, cool." And so this man went to the hospital, and they said, "Your lump is gone." And he was like, "What?" It was just there. And so Doug has been contacting him by calling him, and they visit his house at least once a week. And so he's been able to keep track of him and see how he's doing. And he went and he followed up with him, and Natalie had the opportunity to go with them. And so she told me a little bit about it. But they said, "Okay, you said if the lump goes away, you would believe in God." And he said, "Well, I'm not for sure. I don't know about God very much." And so Doug was like, "Okay, let me tell you a little bit." And so he went through the gospel story. He went through believing and accepting Christ and believing that you were sinful, and all of these different things. And he was like, I'm not sure if he can take away my sins because they believe in merit." And so there's this whole story about that. And he said, "Okay, look, if you want to learn more about who he is, come to church on Sunday." And he said, "Okay, I'll come to church on Sunday so I can learn more about who God is." And he said, "Okay, we hope to see you there. So please, please be praying that he comes to church, because he, I believe, lives in Bon Po, where there's only one Christian." Um, which is so crazy, because in America, there's just so many Christians everywhere. So be praying that God would move in his heart, and that there would be no excuse for him not to come to church on Sunday, and that he would have no choice, that it would be done, that he's going to church. I pray that would happen, and that, maybe he's not ready to accept Christ, but that he would just be amongst people who know Christ and be in the presence of the Lord at church. That would be awesome. So please be praying for that, and that he would come to know Christ through that. And he made a comment to Doug that he didn't even know that there was a God. He'd never even heard of God. And that really moved me as a missionary, because I come from a place that everyone's at least heard of God. And they've either rejected him or they just don't know a lot. And so that was really moving. And same for Natalie. She's felt a big spiritual tug because she comes from the same situation. And so just be praying that it would encourage us to share the gospel even more. And just be praying that he would come to church. And then a few more requests would be the young Christians, so the teenagers who, some of them just graduated high school and they work at TCT or the clinic, and they're just young Christians. They haven't been Christians very long, or they're just young in age. So just be praying for them, that they would be encouraged and strengthened and grow every single day closer to the Lord. Because in this community that we live at has Christians, Thai Christians, American Christians in their little campus. But outside of these walls, there are hardly any Christians. A lot of people have not heard of God. So be praying for them to be strengthened and to be setting an example for the people who don't know Christ. And then just for the church plants that they have 2 churches planted right now. The one here in Bangkok that's been here for a while, and then the one in the other town, the small country town. And they're trying to plant quite a few others, so just be praying for that, that God would send us out, and that we would be able to carry the presence of God and carry the gospel well, and just preach the gospel to these people, and that they would see it as truth and believe in him. So just pray for that. And then also for summer camp that I mentioned, just that these 90 kids would be able to have a place to come, that we would have a way to feed them and have a way to house them, and just that they would know who Christ is. It just, even if it's planting that seed and letting it be grown throughout these years of this ministry. And then also just that this ministry would continue to be fruitful and that they would continue to strive after Christ. Also, there's been quite a bit of like stomach bug sicknesses going around. I'm not sure if I caught one the first week I was here, but Dr. Doug has been twice, 2 times with the same thing. So just pray for him to be strengthened, and he has not been this sick in like 20 years. So just pray that he would have strength to go back to work and that he wouldn't get sick again. And just that whatever God was teaching him through this, that he learned it and that he will be a better man from it. And then also, I have been praying and thinking, what am I going to do after college? I know I want to do missions, but I'm kind of honestly afraid to do long-term missions. And I think that's a totally valid thing. It's okay to be afraid. So I think that has been a prayer request for me, and I've had ideas and things, but I'm just not for sure where he wants me. So just be praying for that. And some of the things that I've thought of have been really cool ideas. I just want to make sure that I'm in his will. And I ask that y'all pray for me in that as I try to figure that out. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope to post another one in 2 weeks. And thank y'all for your prayers and support.